What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Destroy coming at you with a new video. I thought it was something that I just had to do. The NFL season basically is over for the most part for DFS. All it is playoff games, so just a lot of tougher choices to make. So I thought I would go over something I thought was a cool idea. I haven't really seen it as much, so let's see how it goes. So what I'm going to do is go over all 32 teams' um, draft class grades and see where they ended up. Um, it's going to be put on all 32 videos, one for each team, and I'm basically just going to, see who they drafted, what they did this season, and see if they deserve that rank they got. And I'm going to start from the bottom and go all the way up. So the Giants, ranked 32, had a D plus rating. And in the first round, they drafted Daniel Jones, Dexter Lawrence, and DeAndre Baker. Um, so let's go and let's take a look at the stats for him. So as you can see, Daniel Jones, second quarterback taken in the draft behind Kyler Murray. The Giants decided to take him with the sixth pick instead of the 17th pick, which upset a lot of people. And I can understand why, but there was a chance that they didn't get Daniel Jones and they would have got Dwayne Hoskins. Not to say that Washington wanted Daniel Jones, but it could have happened. So Daniel Jones played 13 of the games. I think two of the games were backing up, and one of the games he got hurt. So around 10, 11 games, we'll say. 3,000 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 45 rushes for 279 yards, and two touchdowns. So he was a little behind Kyler Murray, as we could see. We'll just go over yards. It was a little behind Kyler Murray and Gardner Minshew in yards. Gardner Minshew, I think, I can't wait to talk about that. But Daniel Jones was first in passing touchdowns and was tied with Kyler Murray in interceptions. And then finished third for quarterbacks and rushing, but had two touchdowns. Kyler Murray had four. So let's go back to the Giants. I think a lot of people, when Daniel Jones was drafted, especially at number 6, brought a lot of question marks on what the Giants were going to do. They thought it was another Eli Manning part 2, and very well could have been. But I think he did impress a lot of people. And when you talk about the Giants getting a D plus rating for the draft class, I think a lot of these guys, granted it's the Giants team, not extremely talented, but I think they did a pretty good job. DeAndre Baker is another guy, their last pick in the first round. Another question mark. Didn't play the pass well at all. Janoris Jenkins definitely played a hell of a lot better than DeAndre Baker. Granted, Jenkins has been in the league, and he himself didn't play extremely good either. But you have to remember, this is a Giants team that has basically no defensive talent on the team. And with adding Dexter Lawrence, a guy that you give him a couple of years, maybe give him a really good defensive line coach or a mentor, and he could be really good. Could cause a lot of problems for the offensive line, the run game, and make it easier for these cornerbacks and linebackers. So I think they did a really good job. And, both guys were healthy, played all 16 games. Dexter Lawrence only 2.5 sacks, but for a defensive tackle who's basically there to stop the run, to prevent teams from running. Granted, like I said, you can't expect these guys to just come in and change the whole culture, change the whole way that team plays. There's a lot of things missing on that team, especially defensively, that the Giants are going to have to work on and add pieces to. In my opinion, I think they have a really good offensive line, and they have extremely high potential offense there. They have a Daniel Jones, the quarterback, Saquon Barkley, one of the best running backs in the league, and have a very stacked wide receiver core. With that wide receiver core, we could talk about their 5th round pick, Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton, first half of the year, not really doing much. But that second half of the year, we could just see. I mean, played really, really well. Um, Definitely broke out here. Week 10 against the Jets. I believe that was the week where we had a few injuries, and he had to step up, and he really did. 121 yards, 10 catches, and 2 touchdowns. And from there on, 4 catches, 67 yards, 644. He was getting targets. Towards the end of the year, when that team was healthy and they just ran with Saquon a lot, honestly. Most of the time, that's how it happens, especially when you have Golden Tate, Sterling Shepard. Evan Ingram was done for the season, I believe, at this point. You have to give those guys the ball because otherwise it's going to cause problems in the offseason as well. Not to say that that's the reason, but yeah, that's a decent thing that you have to consider. And the other thing that Darius Slayton did was return kicks here and there. Did not get a kick return touchdown this year or punt return touchdown, but definitely caused some ruckus back there. I think it's interesting to see where they're going to use Darius Slayton next year, especially with the receivers they have. But that was, in my opinion, a huge sleeper pick for him. So yeah, definitely someone that paid off for the Giants taking. Some other guys you look at, Zymes played all 16 games for the Giants too. Had 4.5 sacks, which I'd say is above average for most of the defensive linemen taken in last year's draft. Third round pick, healthy. That's I think what the Giants need is a healthy defense that's gonna support that offense. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Ryan Conley. Look at his stats. I looked at it before making this video, of course. If you look at the stats that he played, um, so just look at the number of defensive snaps that he played, and the guy had 2 interceptions in these amount of sacks, and had a decent amount of tackles. It's something to look for. Definitely something to look for. But man, for the amount of snaps for him to get 2 interceptions and the amount of tackles, I think is very very interesting to say the least. But yeah, that's for D plus. Looking at it, I think the D plus comes for Daniel Jones. I don't think it comes from anywhere else except Daniel Jones. Maybe you can consider DeAndre Baker being the question mark. But yeah, I don't think it ends with a D plus. I think honestly, I would give him a B or a B minus on it. Third best statistic quarterback last year for rookies. Led the rookies in touchdowns though. And granted, Kyler Murray played all 16 games, so that brings a little difference there. But when you consider their defensive weapons that they got and what they did for the team, Julian Love didn't really stand out. Guy just, yeah. That whole defensive backcourt, I think, going to have some competition there to see who stays and who goes. Like I said, Ryan Connolly, interesting stats there. I think it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him next year. Darius Slayton, we can actually go and see where he ranks. Darius Slayton ranks 5th, taken in the 5th round. So, yeah. Tied for first with AJ Brown in touchdowns. So definitely, I don't think that deserves a D plus. I would honestly change this D plus to probably a B or a B minus. So yeah, first team going over was definitely an underscore. D plus turned into, like I said, a B or a B minus, which is good when what you want to see for a team that had 3 first round picks. So it's the first video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment if there's any changes or anything else different I should do. I probably will do some changes throughout the videos to see what works better and for improvement. So thank you guys for watching.